What a great day in sports. Thanks, John. Next, we have a special report with Charlie Upchurch about property security, emergency response, and fire protection systems in today, United States Fire Service. Take it away, Charlie. Thanks, Tom. Charlie Upchurch here. Now, many people don't consider means of egress to be a part of property security, emergency response, or fire protection systems. However, the means of egress is a very important aspect of all three of these things. Means of egress is basically just the path you take from where you are in a building during emergency to the outside of the building. There are three main parts to a means of egress. We have the exit access, which is basically the part where you walk from where you are in a building to an actual exit door. Next, we have the actual exit, which is you going from the exit door to the path, say the stairwells, to the final door you have to get out of the building. Now, the last part of a means of egress is the exit discharge, which is essentially the door you take from inside the building to outside the building. Now, to maybe make you realize how this is actually done, consider if you were in a 4-story building and a fire alarm goes out. The exit access would be you actually walking from your desk or wherever you were to the stairwell door. The exit would be you going through the stairwell door, down the stairs to the actual exit door. And the exit discharge would be you actually walking through that door to the outside world, outside of that building. Now, maintaining the means of egress is a very important aspect of the means of egress. Now, over the past 100 years or so, there have been many cases of injuries or deaths due to, blocked doors or locked exits. And a big way that we can help change this is by installing delayed egress locks. Delayed egress locks are essentially mechanisms that prevent a door from opening but can be automatically or manually overridden. Now, most of the delayed egress locks are used in homes such as psychiatric care, mental institutions, or just people who are not qualified to be able to take care of themselves on their own. They're mostly installed in areas where the staff is greatly outnumbered by the number of patients in the institution. And they are installed to prevent the client from being able to walk up to the door and just exit and make their way out of the building without staff ever noticing. There are many requirements for the delayed egress locks. After installation, they have to be tested to where if a activation of automatic sprinkler systems occur, they will automatically unlock. Also, if the loss of power occurs, they will automatically unlock so no one gets stuck in there. Third, they must unlock by a signal to the lock from the fire command center. Therefore, if fire command center sends a signal to the door to be unlocked, it should work. Next, applying 15 pounds of force to the specific delayed egress lock for 1 second should start an irreversible process that will unlock the door after that 1 second to where it will be open for anyone to exit. Fifth, the relocking of the doors will always have to be done manually. It won't just shut and relock. It will open up, and if it shuts again, it will always stay unlocked. Next, a sign must be posted above the door within 12 inches of the release device that instructs the occupants to push on the release device until an alarm sounds, or whether it will open within 15 to 30 seconds. There also must be emergency lights at the door so the occupant can read the sign in a specific emergency. Next, we have the ingress of capabilities of the forest or the fire responders. If there's one thing that emergency responders know how to do, it is to get into a building, whether it's by axe, saw, crowbar, or breaking windows. To address this specific problem, the emergency building entrance systems are now available in many buildings. The emergency building entrance system is a security box that is anchored just inside a door on the wall that will hold building keys, pass cards, fire alarm system keys, elevator keys, and keys to other emergency equipment in that building, and in some instances important information concerning the building and its contents. This is a very good tool to emergency responders, because if they can use that instead of having to use extra resources on trying to get in the building, it could take a longer time for them to get to the incapacitated person to try and save them. Now, these things do help in the time it takes for an emergency responder to get in the building and get into an incapacitated person to help save them. Besides having troubles getting into buildings, emergency responders also have troubles with security gates. Now, nowadays there are many tract homes that are built in gated communities. They have a gate at the front where it's controlled, whether it's by a number pad or a remote, or there's an actual guard there. Many emergency responders will sometimes have trouble with these because they have to find the control box that will have a card or the code in it, to where they have to punch it in and then open the gate. Some security gates actually have programs on them to where when they hear a siren, whether it's from a fire truck, an ambulance, a paramedic unit, that it will automatically sense the sirens and unlock the gate and open the gate, so it's easier and faster for the emergency responders to get in and to get to their specific house. Now, just like the siren sensor system, there's also a radio frequency system that will, instead of sensing the fire departments or the emergency responder sirens, it will actually sense the radio on board that vehicle. There's a specific predetermined channel to where, when done for a few seconds, the gate will pick up that sound and actually open on its own, allowing for fire departments to get into the gate and get to their designated space. Now, you can see how that and the siren sensor would be the key choice, because as the emergency responders are pulling up, it just senses that it's there and opens the gate for them. Now, all of these aspects are very important in everyday emergency responses. If the means of egress is blocked off, whether it's at the exit, access to exit, or even the exit discharge, there will be loss of life and severe injuries to firefighters and to civilians. You also need to make sure that the delayed egress locks are properly functioning. You have to make sure that if there is in fact automatic sprinkler system, then if that activates, then the door must unlock. And you always need to test that annually to make sure that works. Last, you always need to make sure that as a fire department or emergency responders, you know that you're going to a gated community, and how you're going to get into that community is the main part. I'm Charlie Upchurch with Channel 7 News. Back to you, Tom. Thanks, Charlie. That was very educational. Now, next week at the Channel 7 News at 7, we will tell you how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. That does it here for us tonight. Channel 7 News at 7. I'm Tom Baker. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.